Do you see Banana Man hopping over on the white hot sand? Here he come with some for me, freshly taken from banana tree. Banana Man, me want it done. Give me double and a bonus one. Give me more for all me friends. This banana flow will never end. Do you want a banana? Peel it down and go Do you want a banana? This banana for you.
Alright, well, let's get this party started.
Party, yay!
Yay.
Oh God, you've got the two introverts running the show. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out, alright? We'll figure it out.
Yell at things. I don't know what to do.
You're here to yell about them Duke boys.
Yeah, them Dukes!
Alright.
I understood that reference.
Let's give a...
Yay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to Bronyville, episode 158. I am your host, Chef Sandy. AC is out today, so is Alpha. But hey, at least Five Iron's here. Hey, bro, how's it going?
Yeah, you're stuck with me. Bottom of the barrel called and said, hey, can you come in? I'm like, alright, I guess so.
Hey, you know, when I'm the one that's supposed to be streaming this nonsense, we know we're in trouble. AC's off having fun.
Jerk.
He's with the furries.
Yeah.
And there's Scope. He's here too.
Yeah, that's me. Woo. Yay. Die to fire. Yay.
So let's not do that.
Yes, let's all burn in hell.
So, the horse hiatus continues.
That it does.
We have not all died yet.
I have.
The Phantom Fire status is pretty calm, but I tell you what, guys, we're like 2 weeks out from February.
You know, I completely forgot about that, but last 2 Februaries have been terrible. Last year, particularly.
Pretty exciting, yeah. 2 years ago, we had Unicon. Year after that, it was the Derpocalypse. You know, we already have the pony shows leaving Netflix on the 2nd.
Is that confirmed?
It's probably one of those things pending negotiations. But yeah, it was confirmed that, they're going to be dropping it. They're also losing a bunch of the BBC stuff,
nope,
too.
They're getting those. They're keeping them. They just announced it today. They're keeping all those.
Oh, well, that's good.
Good thing, too.
Basically, BBC was like, we need more money.
Of course they
Otherwise, no Doctor Who for you, buddy.
Oh, that's the... I have a backup plan. I don't want to use it, but I will, BBC.
It's like either we get it legally or we're just going to pirate it, one or the other. I prefer to do it legally. It's easier.
Yes.
But, you know, I will put on my eye patch and pirate hook.
Put on my Napster.
Hoist the Jolly Roger.
Yes. Make a trip to the bay. Arr, laddies.
I actually drive a schooner directly into my house when I pirate things.
Well, you should. You know, you got to get into the game. So, joining us this week, our interviewees, we have Ben.
Hello.
Sounds like ponies.
Yep.
And Turpentine Jones.
Hello.
That's his real name.
I actually like
it's
that.
It's a great
name.
name.
It
I mean,
is.
you can just take the paint off anything. And what do you guys do?
So we make the horse game.
You make the horse game. We will get to that in just a minute. Before that, though, we should probably do a little bit of news. We've got stuff going on. Holy crap. It's not related to ponies. Equestria Daily has branched out.
Yes, they have. Is this the end of Equestria Daily? Probably not.
No. But you know things are bad with quotation
farts? I heard quotation farts. I'm not gonna let that slide.
Like quotation marks, quotation fingers, and merged together. I did have quite a bit to drink earlier today, but I haven't had any for a few hours now. So
Sandy, why can't we stream? I don't know. It's not working.
Broke, yo.
All right, full disclosure,
sorry.
I'm drinking right now. But
oh man,
I'm enjoying a blue moon myself.
To tangent slightly, today was Bob's birthday party. He is now not quite fossilized, but he is an older gentleman now. And we went to the Lakewood Brewery. They do a tour where you pay $10, you get a Lakewood glass, and you get 4 drink tickets. And you get 4 beers of your choice in this 250 deciliter glass. So they have whatever on tap, and you can just pay $10. You get 4 beers and a glass to take home with you, and then you can maybe hear about whatever they do, brew, whatever. Just drink beer. It's fun, and it was cool because it was Josh Dean. It was Josh Dean and Fulner, so it was like the con chairs. We're colluding.
Oh my!
The conspiracy is real.
The horse famous.
Yeah, well, and you got the head of BronyCon in town.
I actually have a sticker that says I'm horse famous, so
I bought a sticker that says I'm not. So
I don't have either.
It's good to know your place, I guess.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm semi. That's me.
That was fun though. Going to Lakewood, getting beer. And yeah, I was totally drunk earlier today, but this is not the reason why our streaming's totally broken today.
Sure.
That's not my fault, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
If I were down there, I'd get a hard 8 every single day.
Oh, I know, right? I actually told them that, they should take Josh there while he's in town because of you.
God.
So yeah, going back to the news though, Equestria has branched out to Desu Daily. Trixie is heartbroken, according to the note here. It is an anime-themed sister site for Equestria Daily. Oh my god. What does this mean?
I don't know anime
Horse
at
anime
all.
and real anime.
I don't pay attention
together. Well, I've been actually wanting to do some anime-related content, so putting it via Desu Daily would probably be a good way to do it for me.
Yeah, I think you should probably jump in on that. If you need an idiot's perspective, got you covered.
Hey, I've got some great ideas. We'll talk about it after the show.
All
right. Season 5. Guess what? Still in early state.
Yeah.
The horse hiatus continues. Are we past a year at this point? Is it a year without ponies?
I thought it was last summer.
Yeah,
it was definitely summer. The season 4 finale came out.
Yeah, I believe it was like May 10th is when the season 4 finale was.
Okay, so we're
closing in on it. We're not there yet, but we're almost there.
But God, I hope it doesn't last that long.
Oh.
It's like BabsCon comes and goes, and there's no new announcements, and everyone's like clamoring for fresh content, but there is none.
That's fine. Just make up your own. Just make up your own terrible fan fiction.
Gonna have it come back in 2020 with hoverboards.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did see that tweet from Jim Miller. They had a power outage and it pushed season 5 back to fall 2016. Yeah. So what can you do? Yeah. Other than that, there was a charity live stream on the Old Gray Mare podcast, which is run by Tinker.
See the World Wrestling Federation? Is that what that is?
Yes.
All right, sweet. I didn't know they were all there that bad.
Steel chairs everywhere.
Steel chairs, and I would throw out the guy's name, but I can't remember the announcement.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
Oh, God. So there was a weird bit of charity auction nonsense. I don't know why they do what they do, but the winner, I say that again with quotation fingers, basically was some kid who didn't know what the hell he was doing. So he's like, yeah, $3,600. He's like 17. Doesn't have a credit card.
Yeah.
And basically there was like, oh, maybe did you know that when you bid on something, you're bidding real money?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So the second place bidder did step up, and he showed up and paid up. So Tafcall, who paid $3,650 to the what is this, wildlife?
Drawn by
Wildlife
Lauren Faust.
Fund.
Yeah,
okay, it is. Is it World Wildlife Fund?
Yeah,
I believe
WLC _wildlife. I should double check that, but yeah,
it's the World Wildlife Fund.
Didn't he pay the regular amount and then someone fronted the difference between his bid and first place?
I think that's
raised
what happened.
$4,000 in total, according to the thing here, which is pretty cool. I mean,
the second place guy who placed second paid his share, and then people pulled together to raise actually more than amount of the original winning bid that the kid didn't pay.
And a wild alpha brony appears.
Uh-huh.
Here I am.
And now lowering just to draw zebra.
Yep. Hey, it's better than Alicorno C, which was the other one.
Three, bat wings and a
An angel wing, a demon wing, and a unicorn horn for his unicorn horn.
Friends with all main 6 and Derpy.
Yes.
My terrible OC actually is a goat, so he has 2 horns and is therefore more powerful than any other pony could be.
His headbutts are legendary.
They're magical.
So, Equestria LA has an announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, really? It's the 17th today when we're recording this, so we don't know what it is. But they made a tweet from the official Equestria LA account that 1/19/15, the wait is over. What does that mean? I don't know. And
I could tell you, but then I could tell you, but then I would actually have to know it. So.
Means they don't know the date standard.
Yeah.
So it's actually 19/1/15 is when the concept.
Yes.
19/1/15.
Well, actually, people were like, honest to God, like, oh wait, the con is in 3 days? What the hell? No.
Yeah.
People honestly said that because I talked to Glittering Pony. I talked to the chairwoman of EQLA, and she honestly got emails from people that were freaking out, thinking the con is in 3 days.
I know I made the joke, like, oh my god, the plane tickets are way too expensive. But I didn't know people actually seriously thinking it.
That's what you get for trying to be funny.
Oh, internet, never change.
Yeah, you have to be very literal on Twitter because sometimes people just don't pay attention.
Yeah, it's hard to get to sass across, which is what Patton Oswalt's big problem was.
So, in the last little bit, BabsCon has announced America Hendricks.
Actually, isn't it pronounced Medicaid?
America Hendricks?
I know that's the
I'm from Texas, son. I pronounce words how I want to.
Look, now, I had friends in North Carolina.
Taco.
Hey, wait a minute here.
Socio-political ramifications.
That was actually a really fun muck to be on way back when.
I know, right?
Yeah, God, so many years ago.
Oh, we're so old.
Yeah.
I bet you kids don't even know what a muck is.
Oh, they may know what a mush is, but I don't know if they know what a muck is.
Or a mud.
Is that like a mosh pit?
Avatar mud, that was always fun.
I know that
so
a mud
Guild is
spray...
going to be there is pretty much what we're saying for BabsCon.
Yes.
Or Sonata Dark, if you... I feel sorry because she is going to get, like, doused in tacos.
Oh, yes. Lots and lots of tacos.
Like, hey, I went to Del Taco down the street and got you some.
But it's not Tuesday. Oh, my life is ruined!
She's just going to start throwing them or shoving them down people's throats because people are, like, going to drive that into the ground into person.
Is Del Taco any good? I've never had it.
Apparently
they don't have it here.
They're, like, apparently worse than Taco Bell.
Is that possible? I'm not convinced that's possible. I just had Taco Bell yesterday.
If you want absolutely, like, below the bottom of the barrel, there's a place called Taco Casa here in Texas.
Yes.
They are garbage.
No. See, you have to try Taco Town.
Up the street from me, there's a Fuzzy's Tacos where I go for tacos on Tuesday usually because that's when they're on sale. And a friend of mine who I go with,
it's Fuzzy's, and Fuzzy's is amazing.
Fuzzy's is amazing, right?
And
they built a Taco Casa, like brand new building, in the same parking lot as the Fuzzy's, and I'm like, what are you guys smoking?
Yeah,
I don't know, but I could go for a taco.
There is a significant difference between a $2 taco and a 59-cent taco.
You guys are throwing away all your taco sponsored dollars right now.
Oh man,
we want to get sponsored by Fuzzy's.
Yeah, we'll get sponsored by Fuzzy's if it's.
Do you really want
shaped
to
like
eat
a taco
in a place called Fuzzy's?
Dude,
Fuzzy's taco shop,
and they specialize in fish tacos. The Fuzzy Fish Taco is their specialty.
Yes.
I get some, extra sauce on my tuna taco.
If it looks like a taco and tastes like a fish, it's sure to be a tasty dish. Is an honest to God slogan.
Yes.
Normally
I took you to Fuzzy's Tacos when you came down.
I know you kept taking me. You kept talking about this. Like I don't want to. I just feel like that I probably should not do that.
And wasn't it great?
It was palatable.
Oh, bull! You suck.
Listen, by the way, I've got some new profanity filters for the podcast version. Can you help me test them out real quick?
I hate these.
Thank you, Scope.
Wait, just do the 7. Piss. It's fart turd and There you go.
Very nice.
All right.
Fart.
Let's get on with the interview.
Fart.
Hey,
so glad you could join us, Alpha.
Fart, and then beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
It's just going to come in and just hear fart in the middle of all
So
this.
yes, the gentlemen here today work on Horse Game.
Horse game.
Run away with it, Alpha.
So we're not changing the name.
I'm running away. Okay, so we got I don't know how everyone's getting to be introduced here. So we got the whole crew, or a good chunk of the crew here. We have Ben, Sounds Like Ponies, and Turpentine Joes. Is that correct?
Yeah, we
That's
also
right.
have
Light Solver?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Light Solver didn't put his stuff on the thing, so I didn't.
We need that dog,
I did not know I was here.
It's on the
Yeah,
dog.
Sandy didn't announce him either going,
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
did say
Well,
Light
he's not
Solver.
listed. So.
Because I didn't know I was on it.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so
10 out of 10 professionalism here, guys.
yeah, horse game. So tell us about this horse game, and is that the actual name of said horse game?
Well,
Is
Ben, why don't you
absolutely the
take
actual
this?
name. Yeah.
Is that right?
It's, if you couldn't tell, it's about horses.
Are they small and cartoon? Perhaps made of marshmallow.
Yes, exactly. We kind of got the idea from games like Ratchet and Clank or Jack and Daxter. We kind of want to do an adventure game sort of thing. So basically, you'll run around, you'll make spells out of different elements that you can craft together, and you'll fight all sorts of different monsters. And there's going to be a story. Right now, we're just working on a demo that should be released very soon, and we want to make a full game, like what we said, Ratchet and Clank or something like that.
Is the reason you're calling it a horse game instead of anything pony, just for fear of the banhammer?
We have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly.
That's the best answer.
We have
So-
never heard of the term cutie mark, and we do not appreciate our adult onset birthmarks being referred to as such.
I think you mean ass tat.
Yeah, ass tat.
That's the new name. I am officially calling them ass tats now.
Well, we will have ass tat customization eventually.
Okay. Oh, awesome. So when it comes to these magical equines, I've seen like screenshots or like some grabs like previously on EQD of pony or a small horse running around with a sword and doing magical stuff. That was, I would say, like a year ago, if that, or is that right? How long have you guys been working on this?
At least a year.
I think I started it on probably August 2013, I think. This was just in like a while ago in high school. And I worked on it for about 6 months. And then I realized I was really bad at art. So I invited a bunch more people and kept just kind of piling on more and more people, I mean.
Yay.
You've added to the
Like
collection.
shoveling coal into a furnace.
So, okay. Now, as far as the details on this horse game, I just love that we're saying that. So
That's the real name.
I love it. Are there going to be like different like species of said horses, like flying horses, or just
Horses with horns, or perhaps
or horses
both.
without
The PC term is horsicorn.
horse?
Right now we just have boneheads.
Oh, okay.
Will it be actually like different breeds of horses, or is it just going to be different species of horses?
There will be different enemies, but for the player, it's just unicorns right now.
Oh, you said unicorn, sorry, COD.
This
Thankfully,
is
there's
all-
unicorns in a lot of different media.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Bible actually got a C&D from Hasbro too. So
I'm pretty sure.
Are there
Peter
unicorns in
Beagle
the
got a-
Bible?
I have no idea.
Oh.
No, but I'm pretty sure Peter Beagle got a C&D for the last unicorn.
Oh, I love that movie though.
He's awesome too. I met him. Great guy.
So okay, so we have this horse game. So what is the idea, or where was the inspiration from this coming from? For small horses to run around swinging swords at other said small horses and other various creatures of the night.
Let's see, for inspiration, there's, some unnamed sources of media that we won't really talk about, but for games, let's see. We got like Ratchet and Clank, like I said, again.
Yeah.
For me,
So you're just the idea you
Spyro
want
the
to take.
Dragon.
Well,
is a
no, we're
good-
sort of looking at a bunch of different games in the 3D action platformer genre. Like we've sort of looked at some of the things the 3D Zelda games did, Wind Waker, especially for some of our graphics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, notice that's got a real cool cell shading to it.
It's actually not cell shaded, is it?
We looked
It
at-
sort of is. Some things are,
Oh,
some
yeah.
things aren't. It's
It's
been
like
a
a
We've
mix.
looked
3D.
at we've looked at Okami a little bit to see how to do some platforming with, you know, a non-human creature. And then there's Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank, because Ratchet and Clank is probably closest in terms of the combat. A lot of our combat is ranged, but it also has...
No, go ahead. Well, that's the thing about like Ratchet and Clank is that it's the whole idea of like building different weapons with different features that do things besides killing. You know, a lot of goofy tricks.
Yeah, if you ever played
stuff.
something like Magicka, we tried to do something like that.
Yeah, I think Magicka Wizard Wars is a really good analogous example.
So can I go pew 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 from a horn?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, if I'm in this game right now, hang on.
There are several varieties of pew.
All right, cool. As long as you want the photon torpedo, I'm happy.
Wow, that's okay.
What?
You know what? I like this might just be my exhaustion talking, but I was like, how hilarious would it be to like one of the pews is like you like shoot full pies at people, like you know, like cartoon style, but you call it a PewDiePie. That would be.
Oh, shut up!
I can't help but notice that
that's terrible.
Five Iron has put a fez on his head, and we do have fezzes.
No.
Yeah,
wait. You're saying there's hats in the game?
Yes, sir,
Absolutely.
there are.
Sign me up. Sign me up right now.
Socks.
You can buy and trade them on the market.
There's a market? Ooh.
No.
And
Once every 1,000 games you play, one drops
I'll take
from
it.
a crate that you can open for $250.
All right.
The currency is
Horse dollars.
yeah, horse dollars.
Apples.
You have to send us real life apples in the mail.
I just bought $26 worth of apples. I'm pretty sure I could get you some.
Okay, so we got horses. We have pew pew pews.
Yeah.
So now you say you can totally customize your character. Is that right?
No, that's future. You can't customize the character right now, unfortunately.
But it will be.
Yeah.
It's a planned feature.
Well,
Focus on the
you can pick
gameplay
up
first.
socks and hats, but you can't really choose from them at the moment, just during the demo.
when it
Okay.
comes to multiplayer and stuff, we're definitely looking at having customizable characters and everything. I think for the single player, we're probably having, you know, a solidified protagonist for that.
But you can switch out her equipment.
Okay, so that's
Are
so
there
you're planning on doing
socks?
multiplayer on this too.
There are socks.
We just have a basic.
We got
basic
everyone covered. We
multiplayer
got
thing
socks, we got
implemented right
hats.
now.
I'm sorry, say it again. I was jammering.
Yeah, we just have a basic multiplayer system set up right now. There isn't really much gameplay to it, but you know, players can run around and shoot at each other. This probably won't be available for the demo though. Just the single player side.
Cool. Now you keep talking about like doing a demo. Is there like a playable version coming out soon?
Yeah,
Right,
we're
so
working
there
on
is-
it right now.
Yeah, there is a playable version that was released about a year ago. You shouldn't touch it, but hopefully in about a week or two we'll have a new one that you can play.
It's
Like a
got
full level
viruses
one.
and
Yeah. Why can't you touch the original one?
Well, it's just
Viruses.
a little gaudy, visually, and a little
I thi-
broken.
it's got the spywares.
A little.
It's got a lot of spyware. Oh yeah,
All the spywares.
Bitcoin miners.
Oh man.
So what has like changed from that horrible broken version, which is surprisingly still available for people to download, even though you don't want them to?
Is it
And
still-
is it? You just said it was.
I just downloaded
Yeah.
it from
I just downloaded it, played it on
MediaFire.
the blue screen. Somehow I'm still here.
Yeah, you can
Yes,
still
it is
get
still there on the old website.
Everything
it has
just
kicked in
exploded.
Why did I get the Michelangelo virus in this thing? What the hell?
So what is different between this supposedly extinct version and the new one? What have you guys improved on?
Well, it's been about a year, so I probably can't remember everything. But some
I
of the
could
most
probably-
obviously visual ones are the new level. There's a whole new melee combat system. There's new spells, enemies, AI. It's almost an entirely new game.
It looks almost nothing like the old one.
Yeah, actually, there's even a different main character.
Yeah,
Who's not
Oh,
just
wow.
a reskinned. Never mind.
a reskinned character from a piece of media that we have never actually seen or in completely.
You know.
Well, now I know what Cindy was telling about screaming like focusing on the gameplay. So I guess you have the ideas of what you want to do with it. What are your sort of? I know we talked about the inspirations of games like Ratchet and Clank, things like that, and these different like 3D platformers. What is your like goal? Like if you had to like elevator pitch this game, what would you say is what you're trying to get across? Like, I know you don't have a story fleshed out yet, but what would you say to people like, hey, we got this horse game and it's going to be like this?
Well, it's like a lot of those different games, but it's also its own. We borrow elements from the genre basically and from other games, but ultimately they're all coming together into something new. And we're hoping to sort of bring some features from completely other genres, games like Magicka with the spell crafting system, and other games to wind up creating a 3D action platformer that's sort of completely new, but also really high studio quality.
I think, you know, not to speak ill of other fan works, there really hasn't been like a really good, solid, replayable game that stands on its own.
There was the one, but I think we all remember how that turned out.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
We just want to deliver a game that really, you know, is fun to play, no matter who you are.
Even if you're an executive for a company.
Speaking of that, actually, a lot of people have been worried that we might get a C&D letter of some sort. And I've been talking with some people who probably know what they're talking about, and we seem to be safe, at least at our current state.
Yeah, I think that talking about, like, last week we were just talking with the guys from Legends of Equestria, and they've just been doing the smart thing. Huh?
Really nice guys.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, they let us stay in their hotel room.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
We made a mess.
Bunch of nerds.
Don't tell them we did, though. Yeah, they don't know yet.
So, but yeah, it sounds like what they're doing as far as just changing the names, not having any like show specific characters. You know, there's so many different ways you can sort of work around that kind of thing. But it sounds like really interesting what's been coming forward from it. The idea of doing a platformer, because I don't think we've seen anything like that so far. Game
remember years ago there was one that you had like 2 videos on YouTube with like a Pegasus and an Earth pony that was similar, but
yes, Oddmog's game. He's actually still working on that.
Is he? Well, I hope he finishes it.
Yeah, because a lot of the games we've seen from the community have just been a lot of like lower tech
2D,
like side scroller things. Like if you go to like the Equestria Daily Arcade, they have a lot of like fan made games on there, and so far the biggest ones that have been out there have been like the game formerly known as, well, yeah, and just the biggest games have been like the Finding His Magic, formerly known as. There was the Mega Man game that someone made.
Megapone.
Yeah, that one.
It's a good game.
I still haven't played it.
It's fun.
I wanted to play Pony Cart.
Oh yeah,
Pony
rest in
Cart.
peace.
It seems to be risen from the dead again.
I would be
So is
remiss.
Fighting His Magic.
I would be remiss to not take this opportunity and mention one of my favorite pastimes, which is ponyfortress2.com. It is fantastic. And, I'll stop there.
I'm talking about something original.
Shut your face.
But yeah, like Pony Cart 2, that was another thing that's like it just disappeared.
Well, it's one of those things that, like, to be really honest, a lot of fan games are full of ideas and they don't actually ever
It can
end
be
up executing.
precarious.
Because making games is hard, kids.
It is.
Forget about all the C&D stuff about, not taking money and not mentioning explicit things from the show. A lot of fan games are, of course, based basically on volunteers who just happen to like the same thing. And so there's a very high turnover rate. So it's kind of inevitable in a sense that a lot of fan-made games never really see completion if they're very technologically advanced or have lofty goals.
So how's
and a lot of people who actually are smart enough to work on these have jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think.
Well, that being
that's
said,
the power of Pwn,
Yeah. Or Small Horse with Astats. That being said, what is how's the team at Horse Game going? How many iterations or teammates have?
I'd say we have about 10 active people at a time. We've got, including me, about 3 programmers, some artists. We are always looking for new people, though, especially 3D animators, because it's pretty hard to come by people like that.
We have some people who have sort of come done something and gone. But we have a sort of small core group that has stuck around for quite a while.
So are you guys like the original guys?
I'm not, but Ben is.
I'm not. Yeah.
No.
Well,
no,
actually,
we're
I think
not, but
Terp and
Ben was the only original one, really.
yeah. Well, I was on my own for about 6 months. But yeah, Terp, Light Solver, I think, and sounds like ponies. You were one of the first people to actually start the team. I had
Yeah, I
actually started a
remember.
group of people earlier.
I've been
but
around
that
for
didn't
like
really
8
work
months
out.
or something, so yeah.
You, February, I think, is when I joined. February. Because the first
Yeah.
piece of concept art I did is dated February on Trello.
That's probably it.
Yeah, I think I remember you. That's when you first put together the group chat, wasn't it?
Yep, I remember you tested it. Yeah. Huh.
The original
Shit.
team, like before you guys came, it was just me and a bunch of other programmers trying to work on email. And I really had no experience organizing a team, so you can kind of tell that ended very badly.
So it sounds like you guys have had a lot of the same crew going on, so it's the same. For the most part, the core group is still the
Yeah, for
same.
about the last year, it's been the same.
Yeah, we've never, I mean, we have lots and lots of members that pop up occasionally as well. It's just a lot of people, like we said, they're smart enough to work on this game and therefore have better things to do.
Yeah. So as far as like where it is now, you said that you're working on the trying to get the mechanics done. You don't have a story yet. Is there? When are we going to be able to see? I don't know if I asked this right or a version of this before, but when are we going to get a chance to actually play the good version that's being worked on right now?
The good version.
I'm
Well,
using your
it's-
terminology here.
I know.
It's definitely a better version than before, but we are working on the playable demo, which we expect to be released around the end of this week, or if there's some problems, next week.
Do you need alpha testers?
We have a
Or
lot.
Do you need me
There's
to
no
test it?
shortage of testers, but if
Okay.
you want, yeah.
The
maybe
original
we'll take you
alpha
guys
tester?
notice.
Stop that. No. You're on notice. You're on notice. Listen, here's a question.
Anyway, continue. I'm sorry, I was talking over you. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was making my dumb alpha joke, and I. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh,
Do you
sorry,
still
I
need
thought-
people?
Well, hold
okay,
on. I think Five Iron had a question.
Well, I did, but I didn't want to cut you off. Were you at a stopping point?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You mentioned multiplayer in the future. Are we talking cooperative, PvP, both?
Right now it's PvP.
Yeah, we haven't ironed a lot of details out about the multiplayer. We'd like to make some modifications to the gameplay that suit the multiplayer better, because the gameplay in the single player might not be a perfect fit for a versus game.
Mhm.
So we're definitely looking at dedicating some amount of time at rebalancing and making a working multiplayer that's sort of its own experience a bit from the single player.
Cool.
We're mostly focused on the single player side for now, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one mountain climbed at a time.
Yeah, exactly. So, I totally lost my train of thought. It's been a long day. Horses, asstats, they're all good.
What features do you have coming up that you haven't told us about yet that you can tell us about without ruining or getting yourself in trouble?
You want to talk about the spells, maybe?
Ah.
Well, I can't get in trouble, but let's see.
How
We
about a
do
great
have
answer?
we have this new Celestial spell, which is different from the original Celestial spell, which was actually just a flamethrower coming out of your horn. But this new one is more of a laser, and it's very fun to fry up frogs.
Pew, pew, pew.
Oh, yeah. Ben, is the laser, the celestial laser, replacing the original beam weapon we had?
Yes.
All right.
And the flamethrower. There will unfortunately not be a flamethrower for the player.
The enemies
Oh.
have one, though. That's not fair.
Yes, they do.
Oh, yeah. We could talk a little bit about enemies, I guess. We've been working on some pretty interesting new enemies and enemy types.
What do you
We got some zombie-ish sort of flowers. We've got some little dog-looking things that run around and attack you. Of course, we have
I'd say
other
they're
enemy
more like
enemy
lions.
small horses. And of course, exploding frogs. Gotta have that.
The frogs, now correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just parroting something, but I believe that they explode with more volume than their actual body contains.
That might be the case.
It looks
That's
like
the best
it.
way to do it, though.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
look like it.
Physics defying frogs.
Well, they're TARDIS frogs, you see.
Ah.
Aww.
Oh.
Plot-wise,
okay,
it's pretty up in the air, but the primary, small horse enemies will mostly be unicorns attacking you with magic spells.
Well, you see, you don't have a story set up, so like, do you have like a reason for the characters, or is there characters to be developed once you have stuff set up?
Well, no, we have sort of a story outlined. We just don't have any real meaningful progress done on it.
Is there any way that this can be made into like a choose your own fanfic adventure?
You will be able to ship your character with the enemies, but it will usually end in a tragic homicide, either on both ends or one or the other.
Well, I guess that's one thing I wanted to ask too. Is the can you tell us anything about like the proposed story, or like what your thought behind it is, or?
Well, crystals are a pretty big motive, but SLP, he's the writer, so...
Yeah, it's hard to say what's finalized at this point. We're pretty sure we're going with Sprocket as the name for the main character.
I like it.
And she's sort of, she's a little bit goofy, and she's provides some comic relief in other parts of the games. And she's sort of surrounded by this more serious adventure story. We're planning on taking the player around to a bunch of different locations and having each level be a pretty drastically different sort of environment and level to explore. Like, winter areas, volcanoes,
an underground city.
A lot of different environments to go to and visit.
Yeah, no brown corridors.
Yeah.
Needs more burnt sienna.
The demo that we're actually coming up with... It'll be Bright's level, right? It'll be kind of like a very sunny archipelago.
Yeah, it's
Archipelago.
Sorry.
That was Bright?
Has a
Yeah,
sort
Bright,
of
one of our team members, his name is Bright.
Yeah, that was Bright's level?
Yeah, he designed it for
it's appropriately
Brony.
sunny.
Holy crap. He put a lot of effort in.
Yeah, that was insane. He's probably worked harder than anyone. If Bright's listening to this, you go, bro.
I love you, Bright.
You're my fetish.
I ship you.
That's a reference to a conversation we don't need to go into detail for.
They
Sorry.
kind of have to now, I think.
Yeah. No.
No, we don't really have to. It's okay.
But I do like the idea of like finally having the story and like sprockets, and I think it's cute. And
Her
I
cutie
think
mark is like a little gear, so Sprocket, which is...
You mean her
a
ass
gear.
tat?
Yes.
Adult onset birthmark. I love it.
You broke 5-iron with that. But I just like...
Yeah.
I like the idea of the goofy, like trying to keep it fun, because I think that's one thing that everyone tries to go grimdark, and it's like there's no need to go grimdark because
we're going for the tone of those other games I mentioned before too. We're going a little bit for the tone of a Ratchet and Clank game, or the tone of Jack and Daxter or Okami, any of those games. So bits, bits of humor and also some serious adventure.
I think we can go a little darker than a TV Y7, but yeah.
So you're not going to have like gibbing effects or things like that going on, right?
The frogs have giving, but that's about it.
Oh yeah.
Rated M for frogs.
That sounds awesome. Well, before we head over to our panel discussion, is there anything that we left out or need to talk about or missed about the game itself?
We don't have a panel. You didn't read the chat.
Well, we can still talk about stuff.
Okay.
I'm
following the doc that you're apparently not looking at, but continue.
I don't need to look at the doc.
I know you never look at the doc.
All right, I got something. All right, I had to run this past you, but I think this is a genius idea. What if we had microtransactions, and you buy them with horse dollars, but you can pay us real dollars 1-to-1 for them, or you send us an MS Paint drawing of a horse. And we just give them to you for free, and we have a gallery. All right, I think this is a good idea.
What if I were to draw it on three-hold line paper and crayon, scan it and send it to you?
You actually get even more than unlimited.
Oh, you gotta get my crayons out.
That sounds
I just
like
wanted
a brilliant idea.
Throw that out there.
I hate my crayons.
Yeah, but when you when you get the image you don't actually improve at all. You just paste the MS Paint drawing on the horses. So I think that's a good idea.
They'll become NPC Astats.
Yeah.
You see,
That sounds
the
awesome.
actual Astats will be NPCs.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I think it sounds like a real fun game, and I like 3D platformers like that. I really don't play enough, I think. Actually, I do. I haven't played like I've never played any of the Jack and Dax or any of those, probably because I had an Xbox and a PlayStation, and that was sort of the PlayStation's bread and butter for a while there. What'd you say?
Yeah, they were really good for a while. It's kind of a shame they've gone a little bit out of fashion lately, because whenever I recently bought a Ratchet and Clank game, and whenever I boot it up, I'm like, man, I'm having so much more fun playing this than a lot of the other shinier, flashier games that have come out.
I went home for Christmas and I found freaking Spyro the Dragon 2 like PlayStation and booted that up, and I ignored the Wii U the entire Christmas and just played that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone seems to mock Nintendo for still doing their thing. No, I'm just talking about generally, but really they've stuck with the fun, goofy platformers, and they've been making bank off it. So
serious thing.
Yeah, I mean, to the point where I'm like, maybe I do want to get a Wii U.
I remember when the Wii first came out, it was going against the PS3, the Xbox 360. You couldn't keep the Wii's on the shelves, and there were stockpiles of Xboxes and PS3s lying around.
Yeah.
To be honest, I actually didn't know the Wii U existed until 7 months ago.
I think that's when it came out.
Oh, well. Okay.
Wait, which one?
Pretty bad.
The Wii U.
Oh, the Wii U.
A lot of people thought it was just the controller.
Yeah, I thought it was a new controller.
Yeah, same here. So we're not alone on the misunderstanding. So here's hoping. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys keep in touch and let us know when it comes out, so we actually have an idea of when we can play it. Because it's something I'm definitely looking forward to as well.
You'll be able to check out the video tomorrow, hopefully.
We have the video all set up?
Yeah. Look for it on your local Pony Media blog.
Yeah,
channel. Well, definitely put it in the doc so we can make sure it gets posted up with the episode, so people can be able to click right on it and get it there as well too. So
will do.
Awesome.
All right, cool. And thank you guys so much for coming on. And shall we go to our panel now and talk about random small horse stuff?
You're allowed to say pony. We're just not.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
I don't know. I still love Astat.
This equine game.
Yes.
Equine game is our mortal enemy, and we will drive them out of business.
All right. So, you guys talked about all the stuff in the news that's going on, and I want to talk about tacos some more.
Well, hey, there's a Fuzzy's Taco half a mile from the Nightmare Night Hotel. So
no one told me that, and I am upset.
I realized that a few minutes ago. That was one Apple Cider hit me too.
I love Fuzzy Taco. It's so good. Oh, funniest thing.
Not that
No. Well, I got a funny thing. Is because I love Fuzzy's Taco, and my family still lives down in Dallas, and my stepsister sent me a $20 gift card for Fuzzy Taco, and so sort of as a way to entice me to come back. So hey, you got to come back so you can use this. And when I came back over this summer, I came down with my son, and I had it with me. And so I went to the Fuzzy Taco place and ordered up $20 worth of tacos, and they swiped it, didn't work. Swiped it, didn't work. And they're like, "What's going on?" And are you sure how the mount on there? It's like, yeah, I mean, my sister just bought it for me as a thing to give me come home. So I'm glad to come home and finally use it. And there's supposed to be $20 on it. And the manager's like, "I'm sorry, okay, here, no problem, here, it's on us, just take it, don't worry about it." It's like, yay.
Shit.
So I was like, "That's cool, thanks, man, I really do appreciate it because I love your stuff." And so I sat down and I was like, yay, and I told my sister and stepmother there, what happened. And my sister goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I didn't actually put any money on the card. I just sent it to you to try and coerce you to come back down here.
It's a trap."
Oh, wow.
She sent me a blank card. And
I would have
forgot about it, and I got free tacos out of it. So,
wow, that's really mean.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah, I would have headbutted her. Family
what? I got tacos out of it, so I'm not complaining.
Still, okay, a light headbutt. Tap.
That's pretty special.
That is pretty good. But seriously, tacos are the best.
However, for those who aren't in the know, they're going to hear fuzzy taco. They're just going to think moldy taco.
What?
With folks who don't know about Fuzzy's taco, you're going to say it to them, they're going to think you're talking about a moldy ass taco.
Yeah. Oh my god, I drove past this fuzzy taco. How many times going back to the house?
How much was she charging?
Oh my god. So yeah, fuzzy taco. I'm just a big fan of Mexican food, and I found out that the sketchiest the place is, the better the tacos are.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's a Salvadorian cuisine place right by my house, and it's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
It's a whole wall, the freaking sombreros on the wall, napkins holding up the table so they don't wobble, but it's so good.
I found whenever I go back to see my family in Arizona, me and my cousin, he likes to take me to find all the sketchiest places that he's found. Like when there's this one that was an outhouse in the middle of a Lowe's parking lot that was brightly painted. It was pretty much that's all it was. You just drove up. They had a whiteboard of what they had that day. And,
so basically, it was like a food truck, but an outhouse.
Yeah, it was a permanent food truck.
That's funny.
Best tacos ever. And the other funniest place I ever saw was that we went to this sort of like poor neighborhood in Phoenix, and pulled up in front of this house. And you go in the house. The house has been gutted out, so it's one big room. And all of the tables are all like lawn furniture, and they're all mismatched. They all have paper plates and paper cups, and no one speaks English, so they sit you down, and then they wheel out a food cart, a pushable food cart that has food on it. You just go up and take whatever they have that day. Also, best food ever.
Of course, it's those diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like I take those places any day out of the week over like any chain restaurant.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of food trucks, though, today at the Lakewood Brewery, they had a pizza truck. There's a pizza food truck that actually had a stone oven in the back of it.
What?
Yeah. It was like a super heavy-duty food truck that had, like, the back third of it.
A brick oven?
A brick oven.
Was it just, like, scraping the rear bumper across the
floor?
floor?
No, it was like this... It had to have been, like, a custom-built thing because they had, like, big plexiglass windows on the back third of the vehicle, so you can see that there is a big stone oven inside there. It was ridiculous.
That sounds awesome.
Food truck technology, man. It's an arms race.
That is awesome. And delicious sounding.
Yep.
Anyone else have any horrible, weird food stories?
I don't know. I'm trying to look up that damn taco truck.
Say what?
I'm trying to look up that taco truck now. Because that sounds amazing. I want to see that.
Yummy. So yeah, any other news? Of course, there's the kid with the thing and the stuff.
Kid with the thing and the stuff.
Yeah, it's nicely said.
No, just the kid who.
The zebra, or not the zebra, but the OC thing.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
This is why parents need to watch what their kids do.
I actually found the truck.
Oh, you did?
Yes, the Bellatrino.
Bellatrinos? Yeah, I just found it, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fired pizzeria truck.
That's fantastic.
I'll make that my one cool thing. That was
yeah, there we go.
Fancy pizza truck.
That's great.
We have a lot of food. One cool things like last episode we had the butcher shop.
That was 2 weeks ago, I think, or was it actually last week?
I think it was last week.
Oh,
Mirador?
Oh, that was Two Fat Butchers, like the butcher shop.
Yeah, Two Fat Butchers.
El Mirador is that Salvadorian place I just mentioned.
Oh, I'm looking for the picture of the taco truck. I mean the pizza truck.
Oh, that's wherever. Look at
Ballerinos. There it is.
Yeah.
On the wrong link.
They don't seem to have a maybe media. If you click on the media, maybe they have.
There's a picture of the truck there.
With a bunch of chairs around it.
Yeah. Okay, they've gotten like lots of coverage, but it's like it has. It's from a freight truck. Okay.
I've actually found this website since we're talking about food. It's like the food truck finder. It's like enthusiasts who love food trucks and they're finding all the best ones around the country. So if you travel to a certain city, you can find out what the good food trucks are and what their routes are, so you can try and find them around the city. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, there's not a lot around here. If they are, they're like inside of DC.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm uneducated in all this, but when you guys sit there talking about food trucks, I'm sitting there thinking like, this sounds a lot like carnival food.
Good carnival food.
Well, so food trucks came back into vogue a few years ago, and basically people are using them to have like super specialized roving mini restaurants in a way.
Yeah.
People that like, I want to have a Korean barbecue Mexican fusion place. Well, that's probably not going to stand up very long in an actual brick and mortar place, but if you get a food truck, well, I know there's one that is parked up the street from me, well, relatively, pretty close. It's like a Korean barbecue Mexican fusion. And there's like fancy ice cream trucks. Whenever I go downtown for Anime Fest, there's like a sushi truck and a couple other things like that.
That sounds delightful.
I don't know, man. Sushi off a truck. I mean, sushi's dangerous in a climate-controlled restaurant.
And as for fusion stuff, I know of actually a brick and mortar Korean Cajun fusion place around here.
Look, I gotta say, they're feeding sushi to weeaboos. They don't really care.
Actually, there's a food truck in Vancouver. It's called Jaffa Dog. It's just like Japanese folks serving hot dogs.
That's cool.
I have eaten there several times.
What, a Jaffa Dog?
Yeah, I'm from Vancouver.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw it on the food, like it was like a food truck show. I said, that's pretty neat.
Food. I love it.
Yeah, there's actually a website called Roaming Hunger that talks about food trucks.
I just posted one in the chat about the one here. It's a friggin' burger, but it's called Burgerilla. It's just got this big green gorilla on the side.
Yeah, there's Shiz Flow, the Waffle Wagon, the Gastro Bomber.
In San Francisco,
Flavor Flav.
there's Sam's Chattermobile and the lobster truck.
What's Cooking the Chef? And I guess the Gastro Bomber. I gotta click on that.
I think I've heard of that one, actually.
It's a Mansfield truck-based serving up traditional pub grub with a Texas twist, and it's a food truck painted up like a bomber. Got like the shark face with a U.S. Air Force flag.
And they serve pig toes. And that's pretty good.
Pigs don't have toes.
Shepherd's pie croquettes. Wow.
Those all sound awesome.
Shamrock fries.
Well,
Irish nachos.
It's avocado. That's shamrock fries or fried avocados.
I hate to say it, but we're kind of spinning our wheels here. Should we go ahead and start wrapping things up?
We probably should, because we're just like, let's talk about food. Yeah.
I love food.
I'm
Yeah.
actually
great.
very hungry right now.
See, guys, this is what happens when the tick doesn't work. You get this.
And I'm a fat guy, so that always helps.
Remember, blame apple cider.
Yep. It's Stacy's fault.
Because he's hanging with the Furbies.
Yep. Dang furries.
Furbies?
The Furbies.
Oh,
Wow, okay.
So yeah, is there anything because we don't have horses for like another how many
Ever.
months now?
Forever.
Don't care. It's fun.
Horses ever again.
Nope, never.
No
Been
more horses
canceled.
free. We always talk about that. So anyway,
I'm waiting for somebody to segue toward the one cool things.
The moment I
Oh,
see
yeah.
a CMC get the kitty mark, I know the show's over.
Yep. Just flip the table.
all right. Well,
All right,
let's
fine. Cool things.
let's talk about one cool things. Let's go
Okay.
around the table and talk one cool things. I'll go it on the order which I see on my recorder here. Sandy, what's your one cool thing?
All right. Well, I'm going to put my cool thing as the Bellatrino pizza truck that I saw today at Lakewood Brewery. All right. Actually, so I'm going to put Lakewood Brewery and the Bellatrino pizza truck because I went there today and it was really cool. It's good beer for cheap, and you get the glass to take home.
Or
And they
talking
had
about
meat
food,
pizza.
Let's talk about more food.
Yeah, because I'm pretty fat still, so
Yeah.
I can do that.
I am too, and hopefully it'll change come next month.
So,
It does sound like.
what about you, Alpha? What do
Well,
you
no, I'm
got?
going around the thing.
Oh.
So next I have 5-iron.
Oh, okay. So, I love me some science, and my favorite kind of science is the old crazy, dangerous backyard science. So, this dude on
Ooh.
YouTube goes by the name of King of Random, and he has a ton of subscribers. But he had this really cool video about how you can make your own metal melting forge, and that's what my video is. If I follow that link, it'll take you to a cool video where he uses household materials to make a forge where he melts down aluminum cans and casts them into different shapes. It's a lot of fun. I'm not allowed to do this, by the way. I've been told.
I wonder why.
If I might chime in, I actually used to do this when I was a teenager.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if this guy or what he says in the video, but do not do this in winter, because if any water gets in that pot, it's gonna explode.
Oh my.
So.
Okay. Next up, we have Scope. What's your one cool thing?
Well, I was looking through. I love science.com, which is a great website, and there's this article here about a new CT scan that's like supposed to be like so much better than your regular CT scans.
Is it the PET scan?
No, it's called Revolution CT, and it's used to like 82% less radiation, and also has motion correction, so that always helps too.
That's really interesting, because my dad actually is in nuclear medicine. He says that CT scans actually are a considerable contributor to cancer. Like, they have to consider how many times they give somebody a CT scan before they're doing more damage than good.
It's 82% less ionizing radiation, and it can obtain images using less contrast dye.
That's amazing.
Well, if you click the link, it'll show you like what it can do, and it's just ridiculous. You can scroll down a little bit. It's like animations.
I'm all for that.
That does sound cool. All right, so next we have Light Solver. What is your one cool thing?
My one cool thing is this thing that somebody linked me. It's called X-Plane, and it's this really kind of, I guess, detailed and realistic flight simulator.
I'm all over this right now. Holy!
I know, it's so cool. Yeah, actually, this is like so realistic that if you build like a simulator or whatever with maybe like a plane and some screens, you can actually get it certified by the FAA, and that's what people have done to train in. This is so realistic, and it's so freaking cool with the planes that you can fly and everything, and all the buttons you can push.
Okay, I'm downloading this now.
Maybe after the show, just an idea.
Yeah, Hey,
yeah, dude,
okay.
the full version is only $60.
Yeah.
Sounds like Ponies. You had something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was just remembering something cool. A little while back, Elon Musk had an Ask Me Anything up on Reddit, and somewhere in the comments, people were asking him if he played Kerbal Space Program, and apparently he did. And there was a back and forth about Kerbal Space Program. And this is the guy who makes the Tesla car and runs SpaceX, which is contracted by NASA. So he plays Kerbal Space Program and Real Space Program.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
I have to say that his reactions after the recent crash was quite amusing. It's like, oh, well, we screwed up. Next time it'll be better.
Exactly.
Can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
Yeah, it sounds like Ponies definitely put that in the one cool thing link. Unless you have something else.
No,
Or
that's
not.
it.
Okay.
That's the...
All right, and Ben, what do you have for your one cool thing?
Right, so the horse game itself is made in Unity, so I thought it'd be great to show other people how they could start off making their own games, that sort of thing. The official Unity tutorials are really great for this, for people starting out, how to learn and make their own new games. So I think that's a great thing.
Unity itself has a free version, which is what we've been using basically all this time. And the free version has almost everything. Like, there's a few features in the pro version that you would want if you were to launch a commercial game, but otherwise the free version of Unity is really a full suite for making games.
Sweet. So we can make our own games.
Yeah.
What do you think, Five Iron?
Theoretically.
I think you can make your own game. I'm short on time as it is.
You can make Bronyville quest.
Oh, wait a minute.
You just walk by, you get quest from me, it's all in caps.
You Duke boys ran again!
All right, Turpentine,
Go to
what's
the
your one
Everfree
cool thing?
Forest!
Turp, what you got?
Well, I am an artist. or at least I want to be. So I thought I would direct anybody who's interested in art to basically who has become like my borderline waifu, Scott Robertson, who's an amazingly skilled designer and artist, and he is an instructor. He has 2 books out in a 3-book series on drawing, rendering, and designing. And so I'd highly recommend you to check him out. And the link, I guess, will be to his YouTube channel, which has some free tutorials and some, brief looks at his books. So,
Is that the Color of Light guy?
no, that would be James Gurney,
Oh, right.
who is also amazing if you would like to look into painting rather than drawing. I would recommend his 2 books.
All right.
Co-
And I guess finally me rounding out. Well, did everyone watch the video I recommended last episode, the Mastodon video?
Oh.
Well, you should, because it was the best video ever.
Oh.
So I have another music video, which I'd like to share with everyone. This one is from a group called Freak Kitchen, which is a great name. And the video is Freak of the Week, and it is an awesome animated video. They went like old school, and it looks amazing. So I
I've
highly
seen that,
recommend.
yes.
Yeah. So if speaking of animation and art, like we've been talking about, this is really cool because it's 2D animation drawn on top of 3D sets, and it's just awesome work. So if you're a fan of animation, I highly, 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 highly recommend watching this music video. Song kicks ass.
Vibe on.
May
Oh,
want
so-
to turn down your speakers though, because it's really loud.
It's metal, dude, but I do recommend it. And if you haven't seen the Mastodon video that I recommended last episode, go and check it out because that is by far the best music video ever made. All right, I want to thank everyone for being on the show today and talking with us. We really do appreciate it. Just let you know that you can find our shows on Celestia Radio, Ponyville Live, and Ponyville FM. The episodes are then available for download on iTunes and Stitcher. You can also email us at bronyville@gmail.com. If you want to email me directly, I'm still alpha@bronytime.com because I still have that going. 5iron Brony at bronytime.com because we still have those. And of course, that website's still up for you, so you can catch the episodes there as well. So we got everywhere. It's
We're
coming
all
up.
over the place.
Yeah,
Download our stuff. Give us hits.
yeah,
Donate to our Patreon that doesn't exist.
exactly. It's
I'm
coming.
downloading X-Plane.
All right. Is there anything else we want to discuss before we sign off?
I don't know. It sounds like Pony said he had something he could talk to me about. But I'll let you on here.
No, that was just for the something cool that I said.
Okay.
The one cool thing.
Oh.
Where can they find all the cool stuff about Horse Game?
Well, we're in the middle of transitioning to a new website, which should be up at equidev.net.
Cool.
It's nifty.
Equid.
But
Say it
Equine
again.
Game was your enemy.
Sorry, what was that?
It's
I
called.
said Equine Game was your enemy.
That's what Terp said, and Terp does not represent the company. Sorry.
Yeah. Actually, Equidev is developed by me, so...
Whoops.
wait. Oh, I screwed that joke up. Never mind.
Congratulations, you're drunk.
Yay!
A little bit.
was
Just
fun.
a little.
All right. Well, guys, I want to thank you all so much for coming on, and everyone, thank you for listening. And until next time, Pony on.
Thanks,
Sure.
Obama.
Sure, why not?
Thanks, M.A. Larson.
I don't want you to sleep well. I want you to stay up all night and party. So Pony on.
Yay!
Yay. I die now.
Ah.
Tomorrow morning on the plane, no banana make you go insane. Floating back to busy town, no banana make you want to frown. Do you want the banana? Feel it now. Do you want the banana? This banana for you.
So, how do we start this? Because we're we're down 2 hosts and no internet.
That's all right.
Let's go to butcher shop. I know a
Let's
good
do
one.
this. We can just be like, so who is your daddy and what does he do?
My daddy was a convict.
You make a horse game.
This is a show of literally like 5 different show hosts, and no one knows how to start it.
Well, no, we know exactly how to start it. It's just, I think that Alpha was like, was it Alpha?
Wait, where is Alpha?
He was like, "I'll be right there, guys." 29 minutes ago.
I realized he wasn't. He hasn't been here this whole time. Holy crap!
At least like parent duty.
Yeah, I think he got ambushed by children. That happens sometimes.
I don't have any.
What episode of Bronyville is this? Christ.
This is 158.
Holy crap!
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
I've only been
How
here
long?
once.
The ride never ends.